No,
Okay.
well,
You're live.
he's at 9. This is Senate Transportation. It is Friday, the 16th, and we are here to hear about S-35 with, the sponsor, Representative Gould. Our Senator Gould, excuse me. It's about a bad morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it. I know it's a very busy time of year, and this is a very short bill. As you can see, it's really one page with a little overflow onto the second page. But a little history, really the statement of purpose of this bill sums it all up. This bill proposes to make permanent the Agency of Transportation's authority to use automated traffic law enforcement systems in work zones, also known as ATLE. So this was part of a larger bill last year. There were sort of two parts to it. One was this pilot for work zones, and another one was just to allow municipalities to use automated traffic law enforcement systems. This is the part that kind of made it through. It is, I think a lot of you know that it's a perennial problem, that our flaggers, as they're known, are really subject to a lot of abuse by drivers, whether it be, things thrown at them or people yelling at them, but also, physical danger. And we did lose a flagger a few years back to an accident. So this bill came to me, and I was really happy to sponsor it because it's hard work and we need to protect folks in work zones. And as you all know, there's a lot of work being done on our roads. So it's important that we protect those folks. And as you also might know, it's getting harder and harder to hire flaggers. It's a real workforce issue. So this bill just proposes to take that pilot and make it a permanent practice to use these ATLEs in work zones.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Safety is imperative. We just learned that there's more accidents in the summer rather than the winter. And it's not just flaggers, it's all sorts of folks who are doing work there. This doesn't require, it just permits the AOT to use these in work.
Exactly.
In work zones.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for saying that, Senator Harrison. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's really important. I know you have a lot of financial constraints. I'm very sensitive to that. But I do think it's something that should be looked at seriously and give the Agency of Transportation the option, especially if there are like hot zones that are particularly dangerous for folks. Any other?
This shouldn't have any money in it anyway. They're doing it now. So it's just authority, correct? I mean,
Correct.
They have the equipment.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you have any other questions,
I guess the only other thing would be municipalities, if we want to include municipalities.
Well, I think that's something, if we decide we're gonna move forward and I think I'm hearing that there isn't a lot of opposition. So first thing when we come back in January, we should probably put this up for testimony. Right off.
Awesome. And you will see that actually there will be another bill being introduced possibly today, but if not next week, that would allow ATLEs and allow municipalities to opt in to use ATLEs. So that bill is coming, but it's obviously separate from this one.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.
thank you.
Best of luck with all your work.
You do.
You wanna get in the seat?
You want me to see?
Yeah, you might as well sit in the seat.
Yeah, that's what we customarily do.
Yeah.
It's exercise.
Yeah. 2 feet. Okay, so this bill comes to us. A little background, I was contacted by Mountain Transit. Number of service providers have contacted him. It involves bad actors passing school buses, not stopping. It's a situation that's been going on forever, but it's, according to Paul Clancy at Mountain Transit, it's gotten worse over the years. And the proposal in this is to use, well, there's a couple things in here. It would allow for issuance of a civil traffic violation for passing a school bus. Right now, you just get a slap on the hand. So, and also, would allow for cameras, on the buses. And it does in the bill, I know a lot of people, fidget a little bit when they hear, about the cameras on equipment, but what it is, they have a special camera that will video the plate only, not the driver. Doesn't, get the car. And this whole bill actually, started in 2000, Senator Mazza, believe it or not. And it was him working with Paul Clancy at Green Mountain Transit, or at Mountain Transit. And, I guess it never got off the ground, but it's been tweaked a little bit. Like I said, I think one of the biggest concerns we would run up against would be the videoing of a plate and not wanting to get the driver in the car and stuff. In the past, the crux of this, it would ticket the registered owner of that plate. Okay, in the past, people would just say, I don't know, I let my car out to someone, I don't know who's driving it that day, and that was their route. This gives the owner of the car, makes him responsible for who's ever driving it, passing a school bus, he's liable. And that's pretty much it. It is 6 pages long, but that's the general gist of the bill.
Go ahead.
If you have any questions.
Does the bill say how many points it would be that the violation?
Well, I'm just looking here. It's been a while since I actually looked at this.
Because right now they don't get any points.
In section 4, point assessment schedule, I don't believe. Once the assessment of points is weighed by a superior judge of the district bureau hearing officer in the interest of justice, person operating a motor vehicle shall have points assessed against his or her driving record for victims of moving violations.
So it's up to the officer.
It would be up to the judicial hearing officer.
Okay.
Well, it looks like this is appealing or repealing the points. So that'll just be something we talked about, right?
The feeling that.
Yeah,
So it's 5 points assessed for, and then it has illegal passing of a school bus is repealed. But we'll take this.
Yeah, we'll learn more about.
Yeah.
Council.
And
I've had a lot of time to go over this. I've been working on some other stuff, so
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
We've taken testimony of the years about the issue and what we can do to better. Nothing.
I think the biggest change here would be to ticket the plate
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and the
Take a
camera,
picture.
and the camera.
and the.
And then we're, in my other committee, we're talking a lot about data privacy and information that the state has.
Yeah.
and holds. So this requires, but this says it preserves the video only for up to 90 days.
90 days.
So that's good. So we can get testimony on other things like this.
Okay,
Yep. Thank you. I'll move back to my.
as I said, not gonna get to it this year, but.
Yeah.
When we get to January, before things get going. Can you go get Tanya in judiciary?
I just sent a note, but yeah. Should,
We don't need
you're
you.
still live.
Thank you for that.
You can stay if you want, but you can go back to your office and put your feet up in that recliner if you want.
We're working on some other stuff.
Yeah.
Can I
How am I doing? Is my ice pretty thin or?
No, you're fine. If y'all want to get me a lazy boy though, I mean, just kidding.
We're not fit in that tiny office.
No, I'd have to move out the couch. If you can call it a couch, I mean, it's not even as big as this bench,
Yeah,
so.
the ATL pilot we passed last year, which was based on Martine's bill, I forgot. Their bill was runs throughout July 1st, 2025 to October 1st, 2026.
She can't right now because I won't. She said she could.
Agency.
So it doesn't even start
But
until,
the public outreach campaign should start not later than April 1st, 2025. So I wonder if that's happened.
that would be a good question. We could ask that before we leave, yeah.
I've got, why don't I? Tell her to be here at 9:30. We'll give her 10 minutes and then, so, we've got Senator, Lahosky's bill. Because they kind of all fit into a lump. S-150 and, she can't be here until 9:30 because they won't have a quorum in judiciary, so,
Hmm,
we're gonna tell her to come at 9:30
Okay.
and we're gonna do that.
it's only 10 minutes.
All right,
You want to pause that? Turn yourself.
yep, let's pause.